What's going on? This is Caspa, and you're locked into Release, and with Reelax. Big up.
The number you have reached has been disconnected. The new number is...
The Phone Booth.
All right, here we go. In the phone booth tonight, it's a great pleasure to welcome, the West London native that used to be drum and bass man, now dubstep legendary producer. This man, alongside DJ producer and Pal Rusco, mixed the first dubstep entry into the highly profile mix series for Fabricator UK. We are talking to London-based and influential dubstep DJ producer Caspa. Welcome.
What's going on, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good. Good to have you back in here and have a chat, mate. To talk to you. Last year we caught up with you backstage at the Massive Stereosonic. Yourself and Dynamite were out here, and I think you were saying it was something like your third or fourth straight year out in Australia. Is that right?
Yeah, I sort of make it out there every sort of year, to be honest. It's a great place. Love it. And it's been my sort of foundation home to sort of set the scene out there. I started coming out there in 2005. I've been back every year, I think. So it's been great.
Absolutely massive, and I'm sure many people are happy to hear you are returning again this year to Australia again for the Stereosonic tour upcoming at the end of November, December. It's excited to have you back here.
Cheers, man. Yeah, I love it. Like Stereosonics, I've been back for the third year in a row, so it's like I'm really grateful, and it's been a great opportunity to sort of spread the sound. It's a very much house and techno festival, so it's been good to sort of push the bass music, and sort of this year last year actually we had a bass stage. And this year, it's the second year for the bass stage, which is the second biggest stage in the whole festival. So it's been great to sort of make that happen, you know what I mean?
On the live side of things, have you ever felt this pressure to take the live show to more this, I guess, visual spectacular a lot of people you're seeing doing out there? Are you happy doing what you're doing? I mean, as you said last year, you brought out Dynamite. How are you seeing the live show develop?
I mean, the thing is, like, I'm a DJ. That's what I do. So I'm all about sort of playing good music. It's the main thing for me. That's number one. As long as I'm playing good music and the fans are sort of, or the people that are there are just into it, that's the main thing. So for me, it is cool to sort of do something a bit different and do the, you know, like a big visual thing and a light show and all this kind of sort of stuff. But for me, it's more about the music. The music's more important than anything. So as long as it's good for me, that is the most important thing. And I think every year I come back to Australia, I like to think it's always the best. And we always do a great set. And last year I brought Dynamite. This year I'm going to come out and do Dynamite again. So it's more important for me that it's about the music than it is sort of the sort of makeup, if you know what I mean.
Now, talking about music, this year, sort of great year for you. You had the massive release War with Keith Flint from Prodigy fame on there for you. Must have been a bit of a fanboy buzz going on for that one.
Yeah, that was kind of really weird for me, like working with someone who I grew up listening to, and it's just a great experience to work with someone like that, and someone featuring on your own track. It's just a big landmark for me in my whole career, and it's been really good. And the tune was very sort of hard and very different and edgy, but for me, that's the way to do it. Like, if I had to do a tune with Keith Flint, that's how it had to be. It had to be quite hard and full on. So there was no other reason not to do it. So yeah, it's been a great opportunity, and I've really enjoyed it, man.
How's the creative process with that? I mean, were you sort of going in and going, look, let's just get anything down with Keith, it's going to be mad, whatever he does, we're happy with, or did you have a bit of an idea, like you said, because he is Keith Flint, and it's got to be a bit more crazier that we want to go down?
Yeah, no, it was really strange, because it's one of those things in my career where I felt the real pressure to make something really crazy and different, and they asked me to he ripped a cappella to one of my instrumentals that I put out on one of my labels, and sort of sent it back and was like, can you make a tune to this a cappella? So I sort of went in and tried to make the tune, and I found it really hard to sort of give something over that wasn't completely different, because I wanted to hear it and say, wow, like, this is crazy. I didn't want him to hear it or anyone to hear it and go, yeah, I kind of expected that, and that bass line's kind of obvious, everyone's doing that right now. It had to be really different and special. So I sort of went in, sort of got it to a point where I need to get it to and send it to him, and he was like, man, I love this. This is like sick. Let's make this happen. So it was good. It was good. I mean, it wasn't. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like a chart tune, and it didn't blow up massive. But for me, it was more important to put out a tune that really pushed the boundaries, and that's what the tune did. It's not even really a love tune. It's like a punk tune. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, an angry one that will also sit proudly in your back catalogue, absolutely.
Definitely.
Talking to Caspa in the phone booth, mate. We're talking about influential characters in dubstep. You're one, Keith Flint's one. The question's got to be asked too, I guess, the man Reelax. How is it, the UK being obviously the spiritual home to dubstep, there seems to have been life before and after now Reelax. How have you seen that sort of fallout? I know you're a bit of a friend. You've done some back-to-back work with him and speak to him many times. How have you seen this sort of fallout, I guess, in the UK first and foremost?
I think, to be honest, mate, the whole power of the internet right now is so crazy and so strong that you can't stop anything that you don't want to happen. It's gonna, Reelax is big. He's big all over the world, and he's come to the UK and he's got a big fan base out there. Yeah. So, when we got together in the UK, he was kind of like, look, man, I know what you do and I know where you come from, and that's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. So he's like, look, do you mind if we get together and just do something really fun? So we just sort of get together and played a few times in the UK, and it's been really good, really responsive. And that whole sound, it is a lot harder, but I do understand it, I do get it. And, you've got to kind of move with the times. If you don't, then you kind of get left behind. Because I don't want to be this DJ who's like, I helped push the scene where it was, and suddenly I'm very bitter and I'm very angry about these new kids that are coming through making this sound. Like, that's not the thing. It's kind of enjoying what you can out of it, embracing it, and sort of moving to the next sort of level. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I do now. I play all kinds of sort of different types of dubstep, and I definitely play Reelax tunes and all fits.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the thing is about Sonny, he does pay attention to all sorts of music and where it comes from, and of course, notably, he was repping the Corden crew at the Grammys in his award this year, showing that he isn't someone that's just come overnight and take it on. So, but it can be said, he has actually left his mark, as you are too. We're talking to Caspa in the phone booth right now on release, as you said, coming back to Australia. Mate, I could ask the question, 2012, the Mayans, are they right? Is the end of the world coming? What do you think? What's going to happen?
Nah, that's all bullshit, mate. It's all people worrying. It's all people worrying about that. So don't worry about 2012. You just enjoy it. Let 2013 come through. I'll tell you now, 2013 is all about the bass music. Don't worry about the end of the world. Just worry about the bass.
Well, I was going to say, what's on the horizon for 2013 for Caspa?
Yeah, so I'm just working on my album. It's sort of finished now. February sort of next year will be done. And my next single's coming out in November. It's with a hip-hop crew called Mighty Haiku from Atlanta. So I'm putting that out. And to be honest, mate, for me, it's all about putting out music I love and enjoy it. And if people enjoy it too, brilliant. If they don't, then that's cool. Do you know what I mean? That's what I've always done. So absolutely. It's all about the music. All about the music. And if people come to the show, it's great. And I hope they do.
Mate, I'm sure they are. We thank you for stopping in and having a chat with us again here in the phone booth here on Reelax. We know you're about to embark on a US tour, a massive US tour before you head down to Australia. Wish you well with that one too.
Cheers, man.
Before we go, though, we always like to ask, is there something we can get you to play on the show?
Yeah, I'd love to hear Subscape's remix of my tune called War with Keith Flint, and he absolutely smashed it. It's been the biggest tune of the summer for me.
Here it is, as picked by the man, the maker himself, Caspa, for you.
For more, head to djreelax.com.